Hello and welcome to the 4th episode of ENTECH TV, and we've got a huge show for you this month. Jake Berry shows us U2's 360 tour setup at ANZ Stadium in Sydney. We talk to Sasha Appel and John Hancock from Connected Living about their home automation business. And we chat to Luca from Recycle Tech about what to do with those old but usable lights. But first, the crew from ENTECH TV went out to ANZ Stadium and went behind the scenes with Jake Berry, the production director of the monstrous U2 360-degree tour.
I started in Elevation in 2001 and I've done every tour since then. We tour with 134 people, touring crew people, and of course we have locals that we pick up, like we pick up 58 truck drivers to get us around the country, and in each city we pick up like 140 locals to help us set the show up. We take 1 day to lay this flooring on and cover the sacred grass, and then 4 days to build the structure. And then today is what we call production day, which is sound, lights, video, and everything else, barricade and staging. And then tomorrow's the show. Then we do another show, then it takes 2 days to get it out of here. The band have always wanted to play a stadium in the round, but they didn't want to play it in the middle. So as you can see, we play it at one end, hence the name 360, we're not in a round. And they were always a little frightened to do that because they wanted it to be the fans to get an intimate experience. So Willie Williams, who's the show designer, Mark Fisher, the set designer, created the structure. So the object is, if the structure is big, it makes the stadium look small, therefore you're in a more intimate environment. I mean, and this is a pretty big stadium. And I think you can see by the size of our stage, I think they both succeeded, and I think it's got exactly what they wanted. What we have three of is the structure, not the sound, not the lights, not the video. Just if you look behind me, the legs with the green stuff on it and everything like that, the pylon travels with us. And yes, we have three of those structures. One is here, one is winging its way to Perth as we speak, and the one we had in Brisbane, it's on its way to Johannesburg. We spent a lot of time right at the beginning with sound, knowing that not a lot of people play that close, and when you get roofs like this, you do have a little bit of problem. I mean, sometimes you're only as good as the venue. You know, we can't change the acoustics of the venue, but this certainly gives us more clarity because nobody's built a stage this high. We got to be very careful about lightning. Lightning and rain is our biggest enemies on the tour, so we had to go through a complete exercise in lightning protection. I think you'll find that we did the first full live concert streaming from the Rose Bowl last year. It went to Yahoo, and I think that was the first time anybody done a complete concert. There's a lot of people, you know, stream bits and pieces on their website, and yes, we're very much into that. It's the biggest production ever to tour.
They were looking for us to analyze the building and study the building and to come back with an approach that was more of an artistic idea than just an illumination. So they wanted something that was obviously visible and would represent the building to a greater macro scale and a viewpoint. But they trusted us. They trusted us to come back with some ideas that they would like.
Welcome back. Home automation has come a long way since the integration of C-Bus. Connected Living, a Melbourne-owned company operated by Sasha Appel and John Hancock, has grasped this niche market and taken it to the next level.
I was working for the television networks in the broadcast area, actually specialising in audio, mixing sound for surround sound for sporting events, and decided, both with myself and my business partner John Hancock, we decided to offer the domestic style services for people who could afford it but didn't know the first thing about it.
We were doing a lot of weekend work. The broadcast industry is shift work, it's a lot of weekend work, and we were sort of looking for to try and find a way out of broadcast and find a more family friendly job that we could do.
No, home automation is a big part of our business, with lighting control, whether it's having control of your lights or your blinds, integrating with security, but audio visual, whether it's music just in a surround sound environment for the lounge room or a dedicated cinema, as well as providing music around the house. It might be 4 or 5 different locations, as many as we've done homes of 16, 17 different zones of music around the house. So the technology exists now as quite reasonably priced, where you can have a whole house wired up for music, and the children can be listening to one sort of music source while the parents might be listening to a football or a radio or things from anywhere around the world streamed via the internet.
All the media is really heading online. The networks will be here for a little while yet, but already Foxtel's, their movie channels are now being delivered via the internet. You've got Apple TV, all of the networks have got iView services which are online. You don't have to be Einstein to work out that that's the way it's all going to go, and it's all very bandwidth intensive and hungry, so we're going to need something like fibre to everybody's door to really offer the services that are going to make people want to partake.
C-Bus is what we refer to in our office anyway as the Coca-Cola of automation. So yes, everybody understands C-Bus. We use a product called Dynalite. We do C-Bus jobs, but Dynalite is our preferred automation product. They're manufactured in Sydney, which is a fantastic thing for us, as opposed to having to wait for stock to come from offshore. But the concept of automation, whether it's C-Bus or Dynalite or another company called Betticino, it's always the same, but it's really the people behind it doing the design of it and the programming that makes the difference from the end user having a really good experience or not. We like to sit in front of the clients and talk about conceptual what we can do with automation. We can integrate with lights, blinds, security, audio visual. Automation is something as simple as the garage door lifting up. That is a form of automation. Having remote access to the house, so everything you can do in the house you can do from the office if you wish, and that comes into play a lot for holiday homes where you've got slab heating that might take a half a day to a day to warm up in winter. We've got clients who are logging on the internet. We give them a secure website or a telephone interface. They can just ring and press 1 for heating, 2 for security, and they can go through a series of steps and actually turn things on or off. But the process takes really as long as the building the house takes. So we would come in at design stage, then we'd rough in the cabling with the electrician, or we can do the electricals as well. Then we fit off all the switches and we do the programming during the construction time, so no one's waiting on us to hand over the project. And then once the client's lived in the home for a period of time, normally about 3 months, we'll come back and sort of do some more tricky programming or give them some better features once they've had a chance to understand how the automation can impact the way they live in their life.
What we're really just trying to do is place all of the equipment onto the plan in location, so everybody works off the same plan and people know where it's all going to go. Things like speakers in ceilings, TV locations, rack locations, rack layouts. If we do all of that first and we have a plan, then as the project goes along, it's a lot more easy for everybody to keep up and be on the same page.
We want to provide the experience, the lifestyle experience, that they could actually, with one remote control 4 or 5 different devices without getting confused. So really simplifying technology for the homeowner is what we were passionate about doing.
Jans have been designing, building and operating lighting equipment since we made our first dimmer in 1970. Since then, our products have become a standard feature of lighting rigs the world over. But we don't just offer our own lighting equipment, we've also identified the very best products available from other manufacturers around the world. Whether you're after a control console or a moving light, a dimming solution or a power distribution system, an architectural package or a conventional fixture, Jans has the product to suit your application. Jans, no one knows lighting like we do.
What do you do with your old stage and production lights when they need a little TLC? You either go shopping for new ones or you contact the guys at Recycled Tech and check out their refurbished lights.
So yeah, here at Recycled Tech, we refurbish and we revamp all the equipment that is still working and it just needs maybe a little bit fixing. and a bit of cleaning up. And we get it out there so that smaller companies or community groups, churches, schools can access this equipment that would not be able to be accessed otherwise and at reduced price. Recycletech has been active for almost a year, but of course the group that's behind it has been in the industry for more than 20 years. Some of the lights could be second hands, other ones could be just product lines that we got from suppliers that haven't been produced. So they're definitely cheaper than buying a new model. And you know, there's people out there that want to put their hands on these sort of fixtures, and sometimes they can't because of the budget. Really, Recycletech is aimed to a vast market, as in it's good for the lighting industry network, the production companies, or they can sort of renew their stock by getting rid of the old equipment that we can fix and put out there again. And of course it's good for the other side of the coin, which is the smaller companies that are just starting, and they can get the equipment that they need at a cheap price. Recycletech sources the lights in different ways. Sometimes equipment just comes in from suppliers, and it's usually either demos or ex-demos or product lines that haven't been really made it out there, but it's still working equipment. And the other way is, of course, through production companies and companies that just want to renew their stock, and so that way we can recycle it. We offer a warranty on most of the products, and of course our experienced technicians check their products when they come in and before they go on the website. And that's to offer our customers peace of mind. Recycletech is on the web, it's on the net, and people can just surf for products, and they have the chance to subscribe to early bird notifications, and anytime a new product comes in, they'll just receive an email. And we also market through Twitter and Facebook, so make sure to follow if you want to be informed.
World-class manufacturers depend upon National Audio Systems, Australia's #1 distributor of pro and commercial audio. You can achieve great things with the right products, people and professionalism. National Audio Systems.
This new line is, which we are launching here in Australia, is using multi-chip technology, which means that there are 4 colors in one chip, in one package. The advantage out of it is that you have absolutely no color shadows, you have very consistent colors, absolutely perfect color mixing. The fixture has a wide zoom range starting at 15 degrees going up to 60 degrees. You can use it as a wash light for the long throw, and you can use that also for the cycle light because of the very nice even spread of the light. The fixture is very fast in pan and tilt. We have pre-programmed all sort of white colors, different color temperatures, starting at 2700 Kelvin, 3200, 4200, 5600 and 8000 Kelvin. So all is pre-programmed. The fixture is talking to all protocols on the market, to the controllers, which is DMX 512, which is ArtNet protocol, which is MANet 1, MANet 2, and also RDM. So it's the first product on the market which has so many protocols inside of the fixture.
Well, that's it for this episode of ENTECH TV. In our next episode, we go backstage with AJ Penn at the Linkin Park concert. We also speak to Susan Twartz from AWAG in regard to the digital wireless transmission debate. And as usual, a whole lot more from the internet's best entertainment technology show, ENTECH TV.